we went to school together, except I'm much older than he is. Wow, what a nice group. What a really fantastic, what a great piece. Now, let's talk about it. I'm not going to talk about intonation because everybody has intonation problems, even the Cleveland Orchestra. The only difference is they get paid a lot more when they are out of tune than when you're out of tune. Okay? That's the only difference. I'm not going to talk about technical problems because there really weren't an awful lot. But I want to talk about musical line. And that's what we need to do. It was written during the Baroque period, right? It's sacred or secular? Sacred. Talks about Jesus. Talks about joy of man's desires. So joy is the operative word. And what we have to think about that. What can we do to make this even more joyful? That's what Bach was trying to do. Now, of all the instruments, the band and the orchestra, saxophone is the one instrument that has the most ability to play dynamic contrast. And if you stop and think about the dynamic contrast you had today, if this is the dynamic contrast that I have in saxophone, about how much you're using. Let's take a look right at the beginning. There's a beginning and a middle and an end to that. Now, Mr. Holcomb, in all his wisdom, did not really give you what you needed. He said he wanted you to start at mezzo piano. My suggestion would be to play it my suggestion would be to play it maybe at the piano level, pianissimo level, and build it as the mind goes. Can I have their illustrious director come back and see if we can? I'm not going to practice with us for a moment. All right, well, I'd like to just start at the beginning. What I want you to do at the beginning, and I'll stop here, probably just going to do the first phrase. Think of where the peak of that phrase is. What I'd like you to do is allow that to start at piano, or even pianissimo, and build crescendo-wise to the peak, and then bring it down as soft as you can. Let's just try that. Soft. Think of whispering to somebody in class so you don't get caught. Remember this scene in the Harry Potter where Wesley is trying to convince Hermione to go out with him? He whispers, "Hermione, you're a girl, aren't you?" He said it real soft, and she slaps him. Okay? Got the picture? Real soft. Real soft. Whispering the person next. But build the line, and then Hermione will slap him. Start it softer, build to the peak of the phrase, and bring it down. Where's the next piece? All right, let's go. 12. Think of the first measure 12 is going up and then down. And then I think it's, okay, voice 2, voice 1, alto, soprano, and alto. First measure, crescendo up and decrescendo down. Then voice 2, alto and tenor, same thing up and down. Now we have imitation, back and forth. So how loud they get on the rise, you're going to have to mimic the same thing in the fall. Let's try it. We're going to start at measure 12, and we're going to go to about measure 17. But what I want to hear is consistency in the crescendo, both parts, and consistency of making loud and getting soft. Next one. Okay, good.
Which voice?
Tenor voice, two alto voice.
All right. We have two things going on. We have that melodic part, technical part, still flowing, and he really hasn't done much with dynamic contrast. He's given a mezzo forte line, vocal line 2. What I'd like to do is I'd like to up the volume of vocal line 2 to a forte, okay? And I'd like to drop vocal line 1, so it really backs off to allow that to come out. But all of them still have to think of where the peak point is, which I believe 42. So you're leading toward 42, and then you take, let's try it there. Again, voice line 2. Voice line 2? Voice line 2 is the one that's going to have to come out.
Yes.
You should really shine through there. Open up.
What, you just want voice?
No, I want everybody.
Everybody measure turning out.
I want half again as much of the moving part. Twice as much.
Come on, guys.
Slowly. Push. The important thing is there has to be the feeling of the audience needs to have their mind changed. They're used to listening to the moving part. And you're saying, no, this sustained part is so important, I need to hear it. So it has to be brought out not only from a volume standpoint, from a musical standpoint. So lead the line, push the extended note, the sustained note, push it forward to the end of the phrase. Now, at the end, dee-da-dum, dee-da-dee-da, you have a part that comes out. So your moving part, at that point,
That'd be so measure 43.
yeah, see, let's try the same thing again. That's what I'm talking about. You must make the notes come alive. They can no longer be black dots on white paper. They must be something that was in the mind of the composer, and you are trying to convince the audience to listen to it. You have the power. You have the technical ability. But what you must look at is look at the phrase rather than the note. You have reached the point in musical development that most conductors have. Well, let me put it this way. Most band directors work on notes and rhythms. Then they reach a point where the music is perfect enough that they no longer are a band director, and they must be a conductor. And the job of the conductor is to take the music of the composer, using the ensemble that he or she has, and transmit that through your instrument to the audience. That's what we're talking about. You went from playing notes to playing music. And if we had more time, I'd go through the whole thing again. But if we summed it all up, look at the phrase. Look at the phrase. How does your part fit with the rest of the ensemble? Allow your conductor to bring out parts to make the audience want to listen. It was really joyous listening to you folks play. There's a lot of really cool stuff that you can do, especially with ensemble. Remind me